Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 NFL Draft has come to a close. For the fifth straight year, myself, Ryan, and Green Bean have live streamed all 3 days. It's an absolute marathon. I'm exhausted. I'm going to bed. But first, we're going to talk about these draft picks as well as some trades because one, the Jets traded a lot of draft picks today, and they also traded a player. So the Jets heading into today, their first pick was supposed to be pick number 111 in the 4th round. Instead, they traded that pick to the Green Bay Packers for 126 and 190. Okay, a little bit strange. There were some guys there that I liked, and they didn't necessarily win the trade back on the value chart and all that stuff, but all right, they kicked the can down the road. That's fine. Get to 126, not so fast. Jets not going to pick here either. Instead, they trade that pick to the Detroit Lions for a 2025 third round pick. Of the trade backs, this one's my favorite because yes, it's a year in advance, but you are getting a third round pick next year, which gives you more assets to play with for the 2025 season, and the Jets still had picks to come. All right. So that's 2 trades when they're about to be on the clock. Then same thing happens again at 129. They trade with San Francisco 129 for 173 and 176 in round 5. So they had 111, didn't make the pick, they traded it. They had 126, didn't make the pick, they traded it. And then they traded 126, and finally at 129, they trade that one away too. And then the only pick they end up in the 4th round having is 134. And it pays off because they draft Braylon Allen, running back out of Wisconsin. I like this pick a lot. This was my favorite pick of the day. He is 6'1", 235 pounds. He is a big bruising back, but he runs like a gazelle. A 4.4 40-yard dash time is crazy when you think of his size. At 6'1", 235, body should not be moving that quickly. And he's young. He just turned 20 years old. He doesn't turn 21 until January of 2025. Braylon is a really nice compliment to what the Jets have already in place with Breece Hall and Izzy Abanikanda. It was either draft somebody today or sign a running back in free agency. The Jets under Joe Douglas have drafted a running back every single year, and it's a wise plan because the hit rates on running backs on day 2 and day 3 significantly higher than most positions. Before we get into any more draft picks, we're going chronological order. There was a player trade that happened while we were on the air. The New York Jets trade John Franklin Myers, there we go, for a 2026 6th round pick. Gross. Did not like that move. I understand they're trying to clear cap space. Trading him frees up $7 million. It also costs them, though, $9 million. So they're on the hook for 9. They free up 7. It's not like that $16 million just absolutely disappears under, it's like, hey, $16 million, poof, it's gone. No. $9 million you're still on the hook for. $7 million is free. I fully understand that the $16 million was something that the Jets didn't really want to deal with. They could have restructured him. There was other things they could have done. I don't want to see a 27-year-old in his prime who's been underrated essentially the entire time he's been here move on for a 6th round pick. They cap dumped John Franklin Myers. He was supposed to be a very important piece of this New York Jets defense. I get it. You trade for Hassan Reddick. Fine. You also have Will McDonald. You have Jermaine Johnson. But, after that, the system needs 4 edges. And I guess they're a lot more confident in Michael Clemens than I am. But, I don't love that cap dump move. Anyway, the New York Jets would end up trading up into the 5th round. They used both their 6th round picks that they got from the multiple trade downs and trade targets and all that stuff. And they jump up to pick number 171, and they draft Jordan Travis out of Florida State. Now, Jordan Travis got injured this year. Unfortunately, if he wasn't injured, he would have been a Heisman candidate and would have went significantly higher in this draft class. He is a good improviser. He is good footwork. When he misses poorly. And that's, again, a part of the reason why he's going when he is. No one in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round who are going at the quarterback spot are perfect prospects. If they were perfect prospects, they would have went significantly earlier. And sometimes the quarterbacks who go significantly earlier, for instance, 6 quarterbacks go in the top 12 of this draft, the chances of all 6 guys who went in the top 12 working out, very, 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 very slim. So I really am interested to see if the Jets could develop Jordan Travis. To me, Michael Pratt, Jordan Travis were the 2 names that made the most sense for the New York Jets. For Travis, you sit him behind Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor for a couple of years and see if you have anything there. How funny would it be if the Jets took so many swings in the first round, 2nd overall, Zach Wilson, 3rd overall, Sam Darnold, and it's round 5, pick 171, that ends the quarterback search in Jordan Travis. I'm rooting like hell for this kid. Just my advice would be sit with 2 consummate pros in Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor and try to get up as much as humanly possible. Okay, the rest of this draft kind of gets a little bit strange. So they pick again shortly thereafter, round 5, pick 173, Isaiah Davis. The Jets go back to the running back room with their 5th round pick. I don't get this one as much because it's very redundant to what Braylon Allen is. That's not a knock on Isaiah Davis. He's someone who should have went in that range. It's not like they reached on him, but they drafted Braylon Allen around earlier. And Isaiah Davis, again, similar profile, 6 foot, 218, not that fast, 4.57 40-yard dash. He had 1,578 yards, 18 touchdowns last year. The plus that I will say about Isaiah Davis is that he can pass protect. So Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen, 2 bigger backs, have done much better at pass protecting. And if you remember from last year, the Jets running backs were pretty abysmal in pass protection. Breece Hall, that's not his strength for as good as what he is. That's not him. That's not his game. Izzy Abanikanda couldn't get on the field because of his pass protection. And Dalvin Cook was a virtual turnstile back there as a pass protector. So while I don't love going back to the well on running back, I will say at minimum, he is another solid pass protector, and the chances of your day 3 running backs hitting, it's a position that is a significantly higher hit rate than other spots. My guess is they're hoping one of these 2 guys ends up being the dude, not as an RB1, but if I had my guess of who I think it would be, Braylon Allen, he went around earlier, but he would be my guess for the guy of the 2 who ends up being the bigger difference maker. Okay, round 5, pick 176, last pick of the 5th round. A very interesting selection, Quantz Stiggers from the CFL. So he has had one of the more intriguing routes to the NFL. So sad story in 2020, unfortunately, his father passed away. He did not play college football in 2020 or 2021. In 2022, he joined the FCF, which is the Fan Controlled Football League. And he had 5 interceptions that year. His play really stood out and got him a tryout with the Toronto Argonauts of the CFL in 2023. And he not only made the team, but won their version of Rookie of the Year and also had 5 interceptions. This is someone who right now is a cornerback, but also looks like he could maybe be one of those like ball hawking free safeties. On day 3, I think it's like written in the thesaurus for Joe Douglas that he looks at, that you absolutely it's his creed. You have to get a running back on day 3, and you have to get a project cornerback safety on day 3, defensive back. And that's what they did here. Really cool story, and I'm rooting for him as well. And then finally, Mr. Irrelevant, the final pick of the Jets draft class, round 7, pick 257, Jaylen Key, safety out of Alabama. They double up on defensive back. after picking significantly skewed towards the offensive side of the ball, they finally go defense, and it's back-to-back defensive backs. Jaylen Key's a little bit on the slower side. 4.6 speed at safety isn't ideal. He played 693 snaps last year at Alabama, 49 tackles, 7 assists, 16 stops, and a 59.8 quarterback rating against. He will join a safety room that has Ashton Davis, Chuck Clark, and Tony Adams. So that is the Jets draft class incomplete. We will take a look at undrafted free agents tomorrow. I don't have it in me to do that tonight. We'll take a look at undrafted free agents tomorrow and then eventually come around to giving this thing a grade. But that is the reaction and recap to day 3 of the NFL draft. Subscribe if you're new. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you guys next time.